Hello YouTube. Today I thought I could do something I've not done before on the channel, and that is a game comparison of these two video games, Far Cry 6 and Far Cry 5. You may be looking at these and you may say, hey, these look pretty similar games. Well, they are not. We're just going to be comparing the two different games, Far Cry 5 and Far Cry 6, and finding which one is more fit for you. Now, I've beaten both these games 100%, beaten them on my Ubisoft tab. Haven't gotten all the collectibles, but I've beaten the main story, main campaign. That's what matters for this review, basically, anyways. So, first off, we're going to be talking, if you're a story kind of guy, then, well, you're in luck. So, if you are in it for the story, I would recommend a game like 3 a bit more. But if you're looking between these two giant games here, two bigger, newer releases, for story, Far Cry 5's I found a little bit harder to follow along with, but Far Cry 6 is kind of rolled with a bit more. Yeah. I also found that Far Cry 5's story could be a bit more offensive to some people, but, yeah. So I feel like Far Cry 6, well, either one could win in story department. Now I'm not going to be doing any spoilers here, but, like, let's say, what kind of story you're looking for? You're looking for a story that, like, you follow really closely, or, like, one that, like, you don't need to know everything that's going on. Like, you kind of can, like, know the basics and get pretty far through the game and understand what's going on. Far Cry 5's, you kind of need to know what's going on a lot more. So that one, it would be a point to both of them. And I'm not saying any game is superior, inferior. Personally, I prefer 6. And next, we're going to be doing graphical comparison if you're that kind of guy. Now, if you're that kind of guy, Far Cry 6. That's 2 points for Far Cry 6, 1 for 5. But let's say that now you're interested in how big is the map. Now, Far Cry 5. Far Cry 6 takes place over an entire country. Meanwhile, Far Cry 5 takes place over a county. I hope I don't need to explain what a county and a country are. A county is a small part of a province. I know I live in Canada. Yeah, it's very cold up here. Let's say that, yeah, so basically, where was I? I forget where it's at, actually, come to think of it, but basically, oh yeah, map sizes, okay, so map sizes, originally I thought that the tutorial island, like, there's a smaller sub-island that you do for the tutorial, originally I thought that was the map for the entire game, because it's around as big, it's comparable to Far Cry 5's, just putting into perspective how much bigger 6's is. So, now, download times. Far Cry 5, you're looking about like an hour or two, 3 at most, depending on how good or crummy your internet is. Far Cry 6, on a good internet connection, with like for the game, like 9 MBS, megabytes per second, I don't know, that's gonna run you about 4 hours. I didn't download either of these games while I was actually present. I downloaded them both. I just kind of clicked download and ran away, so to do other more important things, so than watching a progress bar, so I don't actually know the size of the games. You can probably Google that. How do I know you have Google? How are you here right now? Okay, yeah. Download it, even if you got here through the YouTube app, which most of you probably didn't. Whatever. So basically, yeah. I'm assuming most of you have Google, but now if you're looking for play styles, now Far Cry 6, I'd say, is more set up to be a sniper/stealth game, where Far Cry 5, it's more so you can run and gun and get away with it. Far Cry 6, it's harder to get away with, which is funny because Far Cry 6 has more run and gun weapons, and but yeah. So, Far Cry, yeah. So you may be wondering, so, game difficulty. Far Cry 5 I found was really easy on all difficulties. I couldn't actually notice that much of a difference between difficulties. Um, but Far Cry 6 only has two modes, normal mode and easy mode. There's no hard mode, there's no hard plus mode. So, and I don't need to tell you, Far Cry 6 was extremely easy, even on the harder of the two difficulties. I hope they make like an update or it's something. I was hoping that like once you beat the game, there would be a harder game difficulty, but there is not. Unlike 5, where if you beat the game, you would unlock hard plus, which is funny because on 5 you don't even need to beat it on hard for hard plus. You can beat it on easy for hard plus. Now, let's say that you are looking at what kind of attachments you can put on your gun. So, Far Cry 6 is a lot more about ammo mods, less so about attachments. So, no, like, extended mags, like, that kind of stuff that you're more so used to in Far Cry. No more, like, extended mags. And, like, it's more so Far Cry 6 is less so based around, like, other kinds of weapon attachments, and more so based around the different ammo types, such as fire, incendiary rounds, blast rounds, poison rounds, all sorts of that kind of stuff. Now, guns, in terms of how, like, what kind of guns they have, I'd say, like, both of them, like, have pretty similar guns. As you can see in this comparison, they're both using this, I'm pretty sure, the same gun. I don't know, I'm no gun nut, I don't know my guns. The only places I know guns from are from Far Cry and Call of Duty. Two sources, so yeah, that's really up for you to decide. So, what game would I recommend? I would recommend 6 more often than not, depending. Far Cry 5 is a bit more specific on what kind of playstyle you want. And also, another thing I would like to point out is that, let's say that you're looking for the price range of the games. Far Cry 5 goes on sale a lot more often than Far Cry 6, because it's older, but they're both $80 if you don't get them on any sales or discounts. That's at least at the time of recording this video. I don't know if that will be the case by the time it comes out or by the time you're watching it, but yeah. Basically, yeah. So that's basically all for this video that I wanted to go over. So my personal recommendation is Far Cry 6. And if you enjoyed this game comparison, may I please ask you, at this point in the video, to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. It's completely free and it helps out a ton. This is Yeezy, signing out.